sucker. What a hammer.
See ya, loser! Oh no, get him, Connors! Oh, they're getting away!
Wait for it.
Hello, hello.
What's going on?
Nothing much, just logging into the stream to change what I'm doing.
Like, okay, I'm a sucker. What a hammer.
See ya, loser! Oh no, get him, Connors!
Okay.
Alright. Let's see how many times that spam Twitch. Oh, it just did it once and it says I'm playing Sunset Overdrive. Cool.
Yeah, well, that's what you have.
Yeah, it's changed now, but
Okay. So I don't know if you looked at the branch I created, but I wasn't able to get two players to render at the same time.
let's see. Is this... I'm trying to see if I have that branch now, or is it... Okay, so should be blatant into player.
What?
Oh, I was just trying to see if I have the same code as it should be blatant. Okay, so I don't have the branch.
Correct.
It's weird. I only see, I mean, I see the check-in for the branch, but I don't actually see the branch.
Okay, so the branch is, if you're in source tree, it's underneath origin. You're going to see it down there.
Oh, okay. I see it. It's under
And then you
emotes.
just right-click, do checkout. You want to check in any changes you have to your original branch.
I don't have any changes right now, so.
All right. Okay, so there's a couple things that I was trying to do.
Okay,
Get this
so
over
we
here.
have that there.
Oh, the wonderful music's back.
Wonderful music.
Not that it's bad, it's just
Oh. Oh, you're talking about on. Gotcha.
yeah. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Let's see. There's a few things I was doing. Let's look at Git repo.
Let's see. Okay, so we're not creating the player anymore in the game? Or gameplay, I mean? Or do we have somewhere that's
No.
being constructed?
I was trying to construct it in my hub TS on the join game method.
Okay.
I was trying to be like, hey, if the player...
And what's happening here? When is join game being called?
That is when the server actually creates the game and assigns the player to the game instance, it also sends a message to
What screen,
everyone.
though? Is this in the... Not the title screen, but the ship select?
No, it should be after. So the player is on ship select, they click.
Because what will happen is if this is
It's
not
probably
in
the way.
gameplay, whenever the gameplay screen is loaded, these get disposed.
Okay, so if the
Every
game
time
plays
there's a
fast enough,
screen
oh,
transition, it gets all the sprites get disposed.
okay,
That's why I had to do it in the gameplay. And the Z order would probably get messed up because they would show up underneath all of the objects.
okay. So currently, you're saying that we don't actually have a player object; we just have a player graphic that's getting disposed, or
The sprite is. I mean, I guess we could recreate the sprite. We could set it up there and then.
okay. So here's kind of the pattern of the messages and how things are going to go. Is that if you were to click multiplayer, you want to join a multiplayer game.
Mhm.
If you're the first person that does that, the server doesn't actually create a game yet. It holds on to your information and waits for another player to click multiplayer. And then when it has two players, it then creates the game at that point. So how do you want to handle it? I thought that's kind of what we were going to go with that waiting room
Yeah. Um,
screen.
yeah, the one caveat of the screen thing, the state engine, is that anything within that state for that's being rendered is disposed whenever it transitions to the next state.
Okay.
So that's why you have to use the preloader to like load all your graphics in and stuff. We we can do this is we can create them here and everything, that's fine, and I can add a class onto player to reconstruct the sprite. Let's see.
So do we have to have the? I just realized I have a bugs in here. But aside from it not working, there's another problem. Um, what am I thinking? Lost my thought. So are we going to toss out the idea of the lobby, the waiting room?
No, we can still do this. I just thought of a way around the screen thing. Is if you look at my screen, you can see what I basically did.
Okay.
Is originally the code for creating a sprite was in the constructor.
Okay.
So what we can do is in your where is it? In here, we can
Yeah.
create the player one, player two, and then whenever we get over to gameplay,
Mm-hmm.
I can go basically go and have it create the sprite on the right screen. So all the data is still there, just the sprite now
Okay. So
is
where's that other method that you created, the create player? That's on the player.
yeah. And
Okay.
that
So we can create a player without actually having a scene loaded. Is that what you're saying now?
yeah, it's basically this is the container class for all the player information. So
Okay.
we can register everything. Actually, all these emitters have to be over there too.
Okay.
Anything graphics related has to be in the create sprite. Let's just go create graphics.
Okay. So let's finish. Let's get this branch completed so that way we can get the players showing up again and get both players actually working. Because if they both show up, I'm hoping that the rest of the code I put in will allow them to move independently. So both of us will be able to drive our ships around.
Alright, so
I'm gonna look over here really quick. So I was.
okay, I'm going to need to add an XY to that too.
Okay, I'm going to work on the server really quick because I realized that the second player that joins might not actually be getting the first player's information. So they won't know that they're the other player.
We don't care where this is.
What am I thinking?
In new preload, don't need that. Don't need that.
And then you'll get to see our terrible lag generator that I put in. Actually, I did it for a reason. But, stop.
So it should be player 2 should be null if it's one player, right?
Correct.
So I'm putting in code to, if it's 2 players, it will basically shift the players to the left and to the right.
Okay.
Else.
What the heck is my join game logic? Oh, that's up on the somewhere else. Here. Okay, how does join multiplayer game work? So we're going to create a game. Get the first player. Put them in there. Remove them from the lobby.
Excuse me. All right. Go gadget build. See who's on tonight. No one that I can see.
See, player 1. Says I have one person watching, full nerd, 33.
Cool. Oh, you're streaming tonight too?
Yeah. It looks like my connection's pretty terrible though. My OBS is flashing yellow. But I have no dropped frames. I don't think this code works.
So if anybody's out there and thinks music's too loud, let me know. Until I see.
I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, this actually works.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Can't register input either until... Now I'm trying to make sure that whenever we deploy it, we put the music back on, so give them the full experience.
Oh, that'd be great. I like listening to it, but yeah.
Yeah,
With
I totally
development, it's
understand.
like, I keep hearing that same intro thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, I thought about maybe...
Oh, you know what? We have to pre-order Magica 2. And then we have to take vacation for when it comes out, so that way we can stream it.
Cool. We have to get Mark to get it too, so we can play 3-player.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be hard to convince him. And we need a 4th.